Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to part 2 in our series of animating using the piscolapp.com. In the last video, we created a character, and now we're going to bring it to life a little bit with a little bit of motion graphics and animation. So let's get right into it. And here we are, piscolapp.com. I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Sprite. And when I do that, that gets me right into the software. Now, last time we left off, we were creating this cool like rocket ship, right? So whenever I want to bring back a previous session, I'm going to go over to Import, and I'm going to hit Browse Backups of Previous Sessions. So I click on that, and then of course I'm presented with, my last few things I've been working on. So I'm going to go ahead and view this one, and there's two where, I was playing around with some animations, and then one most recently. So I'm going to go ahead and open this one up. And the only thing different from this document than the last time when we were together was I made the surrounding area. I made the artboard just a bit bigger. You might remember last time it was 32 pixels by 32 pixels. So because I'm going to animate this character, I want to be able to have some space to move him around. So what I did was I went to resize, and I just made it 40 by 40 instead of 32 by 32. And of course that makes sense. Now I have a little bit more space. Okay, so that's fine. Now to animate, I'm going to do something very basic and very simple here in this video. I'm just going to kind of get this thing moving, swaying left to right. Okay, now you could go up and down, you can go side to side, you could do a lot of different things with this, but this is just going to be kind of a basic introduction to frame by frame animation and how to work with it within Piscal. So on the left-hand side, where I have my frames, I'm just going to duplicate my opening frame, and I'm going to go to my move tool, and I'm just going to move this character 1 pixel over to the left. Then I'm going to duplicate that and do it again. And I'm going to duplicate it, and guess what? I'm going to do it again. And then I'm going to duplicate it again, and I'm going to do it again. So this is like a little, well, it's not very exciting, okay? And it's not really moving it very well. Like it's kind of choppy, right? It feels like it's kind of glitching. You can see the preview on the top right-hand side. So if you have the 1x, it just looks like a little character moving. I always go 5x on the top right-hand side. Now I can really see it better. So how do we make this smoother? Well, you have to add more frames, right? So if I go to the previous frame, you can see that it's moved over back to the right. So I'm going to duplicate that and bring that down to the bottom. Go to the 4th frame, duplicate that, bring that to the bottom. And of course, I'm just going to keep doing this process. Now, you might see something happening here. You might see on the top right-hand side, if you're noticing, it's starting to slow down a little bit because I'm adding more frames. It takes a second now, basically, to go from the center to the left, back to the center. But I'm not done. I want to now move this over to the right, so it's kind of swaying back and forth nice and smoothly. So I'm going to duplicate this and then move them over to the right now. So hit my move tool, snap them over 1 pixel. Of course, duplicate, move them over. So again, this kind of animation is very simple. It's just a little bit time consuming. But we're learning kind of the basics of moving a character so that it feels like it's all happening in a fluid way, right? So now I made it to the end, to the right side. I'm going to go to the previous, right? The previous frame right here. Duplicate that, slide that to the bottom. Go to the 14th, duplicate that, slide that to the bottom. 13th, slide that to the bottom, all the way up to the 11th frame. Now you'll notice on the top right-hand side, especially what's going on here, it's just sliding now nice and smoothly from left to right. Now, because I'm going to make this a GIF file, it will repeat over and over again. Now, what's cool about this is I can take this GIF file, bring it into another program like Canva or any other animation software for that matter, and I'll always have this character oscillating from left to right, which is kind of cool if I have maybe some debris in my way and it has to slide left to right, or there's maybe another character I have to avoid in my video game that I'm kind of mocking up here, right? So let's save this. I'm going to go down to where it says save, click on that, and I'm going to save in a browser, okay? But I also want to export this as a GIF so that I could, of course, bring that into another software, right? So instead of saving, I'm going to export. And then I'm going to hit this download as an animated GIF. And then you'll see it pop up. I like to drag this to my desktop. And then later on, I could move it where I want to move it. Okay, so I hope this was helpful to you. Once again, we will definitely be doing more videos where we do more complex animations and do cooler stuff, but this is just a quick little tutorial just to show you how to get things literally moving in Piskel. So once again, if this was helpful to you, if you find this content helpful in your projects, please hit that like button and don't forget to turn on that notification and subscribe to the channel.